Welcome back to Morning Express. It's time for us now to get into Tech Central. On Thursday, we look at technology and how it's helping us live our lives easier and better. Well, joining me on set this morning to talk about an aspect of technology is Njeru Wangethi, who's the director of Road Samaritan. Good morning and thank you for joining us.
Good morning and thank you for having us.
Good. I also have Jacob Odhiambo, who is also a director on Road Samaritan.
Morning.
And morning and karibu sana. So maybe let's just start from the very basics. What is Road Samaritan?
Well, Road Samaritan is basically an accident reporting service where we get road users to register with our service. And once you're registered with our service, we've created a platform where in the event of an accident, anyone who comes to the scene of the accident is able to become a Road Samaritan by just SMSing to our short code 21500, the number plate of the vehicle that has been involved in the accident. And if that vehicle is registered with us, we will be able to notify your next of kin that you've been in an accident, that vehicle has been in an accident at this location, and this is a police station that's handling it. If the accident is very severe, we will be in a position to call for you an ambulance.
Okay, from the same service.
Yes.
All right. Now, is this basically anybody who's registered? Is it only those who are registered who qualify to have that service, Jacob?
Yes, it's a subscription-based service. So basically, we're asking people to register with us first, and we put their details, their contact details, their full name, their telephone number, the number plate of the vehicle they're registering separately, and two contact details of two contact persons they want us to contact in case that vehicle is involved in an accident. And the genesis behind it is that basically many people who are involved in road accidents, especially bad road accidents where you're not able to communicate with your next of kin or your loved ones or your colleagues or anybody, you have a significant time lapse between when somebody is involved in an accident and when they find out about it. And we're talking of between hours to days. We've got so many examples of people who have signed up with us, people who are just encouraging us about relatives, friends who have been involved in accidents, and they get to know about it a day, 2 days, 3 days later on. And what we're just trying to do is bridge that gap so that the people who you feel you would like to know about the accident know about it, and they're able to respond to help you in whatever way they can.
Okay.
In addition to that now, starting in Nairobi now, we are also now piloting ambulance services because it's very critical when somebody is involved in a bad road accident, that within the first 1 hour, which is called the golden hour, they get proper first aid and they get moved in the correct way to a medical facility where they can then get further treatment.
Okay.
Those three are very important. And with regards to the number of people who have severe injuries or even pass on later on after the accident, all of this is really what really matters is that golden hour between when the accident happens, 1 hour after that.
All right. Now, one of the other things, of course, one would wonder is what does it entail to register? What do I need for me to register onto the platform?
It's really easy to register. What we did is we have a short code number. So anyone with a mobile phone, all they have to do is just on your mobile phone, go to your SMS, then put your car registration number, your name, and then 2 numbers of the next of kin you want us to notify in the event that you're in an accident. It's a toll-free service, so registration is free. And if in the event of an accident and a road user or what we're calling Road Samaritans are walking by and they come and see the accident, all they also have to do is just number plate to 21500. And since you're registered with us, we'll be in a position to notify your next of kin. And the next of kin will be able to, handle the situation in such a way, because there are medical issues that need to be handled. Maybe you have insurance that you can notify them. Maybe you have a preference of hospital that you need to go to. So that's why it's important to notify your next of kin as soon as possible in the event that you're in an accident.
Okay, and of course, if you need care and what kind of care you need. Jacob, one of the things then that comes to mind is how do you convey this message? Because that can be a very sensitive message depending on how you convey it and where the next of kin is, again, depending on the severity. I mean, if you talk about somebody maybe who's involved in a really nasty accident, it's fatal, how do you convey that message?
Well, the challenge that most people have is that as we have said earlier, you do not know about the accident. And the basic responsibility for informing next of kin about an accident and the nature of the accident, if it is severe and how severe it is, how badly injured the people, that responsibility lies with the police, not with us. So that is why we only inform you about the accident happening, where it has happened. For example, if it's on Ngong Road, it's on Ngong Road outbound near this particular landmark, say, for example, Uchumi Hyper. And we tell you the police station under whose jurisdiction that accident happened, and we give you their contact details. After that, the next of kin or whoever it is that we are contacting, it's up to them to pick it up with the police to find out, we're informed that this vehicle has had an accident at this location, what is the nature of the accident, this was so and so to me, where should I respond to, etc., etc. They pick up with the police.
Okay.
So what we do is just inform them about the police station and
the accident and the location.
Yes.
And how do you do that? Is that via SMS? Is it somebody who calls? Do you have like a call center?
We have a 24-hour call center. So in the event of an accident, and we get that that report that the accident has happened, someone will, from our call center, will try and call the owner of the vehicle, the one who registered his vehicle, will try and call you. If we cannot reach you, we will now attempt to call your next of kin. And that's when now we will go through the process of informing them the accident has, this vehicle has been involved in an accident on this and this road, and this is the cop station that is nearest to you and that is handling this here.
Okay. Yeah. All right. The other question, of course, would be, you mentioned that it's toll-free, that I don't have to pay to send the SMS or just to register?
Well, it's toll-free. For registration, it's a toll-free service. We use a 21500 21500. That's our SMS short code number. So we use it for two reasons. One, to register. You can register through that number. And two, if you're reporting in an accident, that is a number plate, use the same short code. So our systems can detect when it's a registration and when it is somebody reporting in a number. But that is just for registration and reporting in an accident. However, after registering, there's a second stage, which after registering through 21500, you get a reply SMS, and then you go into the second stage, which is pay us via M-Pesa. And it's 1,000 shillings for 1 year subscription. It's renewable every year, just 1,000 shillings. And yeah, after that, you're good to go.
Okay. All right, let's talk about the platform on which it runs on, because on TechCentral, we like to understand the technology as well. Is it purely SMS, or is there another way that one can access? I mean, in this day and age, we have a lot of, we have websites, you have your WhatsApp, you've got all these different apps that one can use. Is this purely short code SMS?
No, it's not purely short code, because we also have a website, which is www.roadsamaritan.co.ke, where you can register for the service. It will just ask for the same details, the number plate of the vehicle you're registering, your name, your full name as it is, and then the telephone numbers of your next of kin that you're registering. And once that happens, it goes and sits in our database. It's a cloud-based service, so we are secure, and we don't share information with, we have a non-disclosure agreement.
Right.
Yeah, so we don't share any information that you give to us is confidential and is secure. Yeah,
because that was going to be my next question in terms of how secure my details when you have them, because in this day and age, I mean, if the US can be worried about Russia hacking and literally altering the election results, how sure am I that when I give you my details, they are secure? Because in this day and age, again, if somebody is able to hack into your system, they're able to get my details, which are very personal. They have my next of kin, they have my phone number, they have my registration number. They're very sensitive details.
Yeah.
Well, basically, as Jerry says, when we receive the data, it comes into our databases, and we, of course, have put firewalls and the normal, IT
whatever security measures that are
security
required.
measures in place. So we are the only ones with access. It is so detailed that only particular computers can access our database, and those computers are based in our office. So even I, right now, for example, I can't log into our database from here. Yes, but in addition to that, we do not share this information with any third parties.
Yes.
And we have a NDA and the terms and conditions that we abide to. And yeah, we guarantee to our members that we will not share this information because, it's, as you say, it is extremely private information that obviously nobody wants to be out there.
Yeah, to be out there, especially not knowing who has your details. How spread is the service? Is it only in urban centers? Is it only in Nairobi? How spread is your reach?
Currently, our pilot project is in Nairobi, but we plan on reaching out to the counties. But for now, we're in Nairobi, and especially during this festive season where there's going to be a lot of, God forbid, but there are going to be a lot of road crashes.
Well, we anticipate there could be accidents, especially because of people merrymaking and,
Yes.
So that's expected. And also the amount of travel, spikes.
Back and forth. So for now, the pilot project is in Nairobi. But very soon we're going to expand to the other regions.
Okay. Yeah. Now, how accurate is the information you give? Because based on the person sending the information to you, I may not even know exactly where I am. I could say I'm on Mombasa Road, but Mombasa Road we know starts from Capital Center all the way to Mombasa itself. So how accurate are the details given by the person sending the SMS, and how do you verify that?
So basically, what will happen? Let's say, like on Mombasa Road, an accident happens, okay? And your vehicle is registered with Road Samaritan. So if someone witnesses the accident and wants to report it, and they send the number plate of the vehicle to 21500, for us to be able to verify it, since we have a 24-hour call center, we will attempt to also get more details from that person so that they can tell us exactly where on Mombasa Road that accident is. So, and then at the same time, we're also going to be trying to call you who's been involved in the accident to verify that you were actually in an accident and it's not just somebody who's decided to send a text. So when you don't pick up your phone, we will send you a message. If you don't respond in the message, this is within 5 minutes of the reporting time of the accident. So when you don't respond to the message is when now we will contact your next of kin and we'll inform them we've received this information that the accident has been involved, let's say outside Standard Media Group, and
Is there any other way of verifying? Because again, you have people who take advantage of such things, for instance, even just to prank somebody. And it may not even be a funny prank. Somebody may do that just to literally scare a loved one, or people can be sinister. Is there a way of securing so that somebody cannot misuse the service?
Well, in most services, there's always a small element of misuse, possibly.
Right.
But what we do is, as Jerry said, is like a three-pronged approach. One, we call the person who has reported in the accident to verify where is the accident. And of course, our call center staff are well-trained, so they lead you through the conversation.
And they'll know what questions to ask you.
And then they'll be able to pick up how bad an accident is, because it could just be a fender bend, actually, or if the accident has really happened. They lead you through several questions. Then the second level is to call the person who registered the vehicle, because sometimes you might be seated at home and somebody's pulling a prank on you, as you say.
Right.
So somebody tells you that your vehicle, you get a call from us and we tell you your vehicle is involved in an accident, and your vehicle is parked outside.
Yeah.
Then that's where it ends.
Yeah.
And then we also attempt to call the local police station in the jurisdiction and find out if they know about the accident. Luckily for us now, the way Kenya is moving, pretty much every police station has got a vehicle, fully fueled, and they're pretty much able to respond very fast to road accidents. Again, here we're talking about severe road accidents. You normally have a response time of like in Nairobi, it's 0 to maximum maybe 80 minutes. There'll be police on site if it's a bad accident. So also the police also verify for us if they have information about accident. So based on those three, then we make a decision and say, fine, let's run with it or not.
Okay. Now, at what point do you bring in the emergency services? And this could still involve the police, because you may call a police station and maybe somebody was very swift in sending you the message such that the police possibly have not even received the information. Again, given the way Kenya is, if there's a severe accident, people tend to help out first before involving the police. So how do you bring in the emergency services? Starting with the police, then secondly, the ambulance services.
Okay. Starting with the police is, we are still trying to get into talks with the police where they know about our service, and because normally as you said, they're the first responders in the scene. So if we have them, like if we're working together with them, we would be in a position to call them, or they would be in a position to call us, or just even send the SMS from their phones to 21500, and that would verify that the accident actually happened if they're the ones who are verifying, who are sending the SMS. When it comes to the emergency services, as you said, people who come to the scene of an accident want to help. That's the first thing they want to do. But sometimes their help can
actually injure.
Yeah, it can injure you
even
more.
Cause death, whereas one maybe would have saved
because maybe you're not supposed to be moved, and yet someone wants to move you and throw you in the back of a car and speed you off to wherever. So we're in partnership with ambulance services, and as he said, our staff is trained. So if we make that decision that this accident needs an ambulance response, we're going to call the ambulance service, and we're going to make sure that they're there as soon as they possibly can, depending on where you are.
Location.
Yeah, the location of your accident.
So do we have, you wanted to add
Just
something?
to add to what Njeri is saying, what we've done, and we're piloting in Nairobi, is we've mapped Nairobi with the whole county and the respective places where ambulances are stationed. Starting with the largest ambulance service, which is the Kenya Red Cross, going down, we are working with 3, 4, 5 ambulance services. So we know exactly where everybody's positioned. So, for example, if an accident happens on Ngong Road, then it makes sense for you to call an ambulance that is stationed on Mombasa Road if there's one that's stationed at Hurlingham.
Right.
Yeah? So we have mapped out where we know exactly where all ambulances are stationed, and therefore we know who to call, which ambulance service to call. Yeah? The idea is that we are trying to get this ambulance into the accident scene as soon as possible, and out to hospital all within 1 hour.
Also, your turnaround time is targeted to be 1 hour.
Targeted to be 1 hour.
Maximum.
That's the golden hour.
It's the golden hour. And because ambulance services predominantly are private services, which at the end of the day are generating an income, we pay for the service. So we guarantee if we pay for the service, the ambulances will come. Whichever ambulance service we call will come, because we pay for them. They bill us and we pay them.
Also, it's not a service that if I am involved in an accident, I don't have to worry about the bill after I've been discharged.
No, not for the ambulance.
Not for the ambulance.
Yeah, the rest of
the hospital. It's good to be clear, just in case somebody decides and thinks that it includes a hospital bill. Okay, so the ambulance service will bill you, and then you'll take care of that. But now, in terms of spread, what's the spread of ambulances? Because that's the other thing I find as a challenge. We may not know, even as regular road users, where are ambulances situated? How do we even get in touch with them?
This is one of the reasons why we have come up with this, because generally speaking, ideally, you should be able to call in a 991 or 999, and they are linked to all ambulance services available in a certain area, ideally, but we don't quite have that in place yet. So what we have come up with ourselves is we are talking to ambulance services and getting them to give us their locations. And we're even moving to the next level where we want to put in GPRS systems on the ambulances so we can know if an ambulance is on the move, if an ambulance already has a patient, so we cancel out that ambulance, that we can't use it. We're trying to get to that level. In general, in Nairobi, we have pretty good ambulance coverage. But again, it's divided into like three bits. There's the county ambulances, and then the ambulances that are attached to hospitals. So, for example, Nairobi Hospital has its own ambulances. And then you have the private ambulances who can pick up people from accidents.
Right.
Generally speaking, it's the private ambulances and the St. John's which will pick you up from an accident. And a hospital ambulance will generally not come from Nairobi Hospital to pick up people from an accident. They're normally used to transfer patients in within one facility to another.
Network.
Yeah. So, Nairobi has got a pretty good spread, starting with, of course, the big ones, Red Cross, St. John's, AAR, AMREF. We've got a good spread of ambulances.
Now, where do you see this going in the future? Because you've started with Nairobi, but I foresee challenges, especially when you go out of Nairobi. One, there is the issue of reach. Two, there is the issue of location. It might be easy for your call center right now to call and find out what part of Agwins Kodhek Road are you, for example. But now, as you go out of the city, somebody could be somewhere in Kinungi. They don't even know they're in Kinungi. How do you foresee yourselves overcoming that challenge?
Basically, Okay, we're just going to keep embracing technology such that even if you register as Road Samaritan, hopefully in the future, we'll be able to, put a tracking device on your vehicle, and we'll be able to locate you in the event of an accident. At the same time, the way technology is moving, you can put a device in your vehicle where even when the car is hit, it already just pings us and says, this car has been hit. This is the location where it's been hit. This is the damage. It's a fender bender or it's severe. And then from there, we can be able to, track where you are and see how we can best come and
address the situation.
Yes.
And your vision maybe for this particular product, is it something that you're looking at expanding and maybe coming up with other products, or are you concentrating on this alone?
We have a product that we're trying to, it's like the next phase of what we are doing right now. And it's more of not dealing just with people who own vehicles, but also dealing with people who are boarding matatus. So we are trying to get into partnership with the big transport companies, where you board a matatu, you pay us, you subscribe that, let's say you're going to Shags, whatever, in LD. So you subscribe that you're in matatu number plate, this and this.
This and this.
So it's on us to follow up. In the event between Nairobi and Eldoret, there's an accident that has happened, and the police don't know how many people were
injured or
what
the state of the
accident is. Or even the insurance company, guys come and start claiming that, oh, me nilivunjika mkono, nilivunjika mguu, and they were not even in that vehicle. Now, if you registered on the service in the matatu, we'll be able to talk to these companies and tell them these are the number of people who are actually in the vehicle. And we'll also be able to notify your next of kin if they have a point of reference.
So does your service more or less take care of the vehicle or the person? And the reason I ask that, you'll find there's some insurance companies, especially the ones that tow cars and the like. You'll find that when you register with them, they can either insure the car such that if the car breaks down, they can pick it up, take it to your mechanic, whatever, or they can have the person such that if I'm in a friend's car and the car breaks down, I'm still able to access the service. So does your service take care of the person or the car?
Well, actually, makes Road Samaritan, one of the aspects that makes it unique is that when we respond, sometimes it is your vehicle, you have registered the vehicle, but you're not even in that vehicle. That vehicle is with somebody else.
Right.
Yeah. So our emphasis is on the registration of the vehicle. So if the vehicle is involved in an accident, then we report it in. It doesn't matter if you are the person who registered the vehicle, you have lent it out to your colleague, and there are 3 people in the car, severe accident, we'll call in the ambulances, even if it is to respond to people who are not you. Yeah? So we actually focus on the vehicle as opposed to the person registering, because we do not know who's in the vehicle, to be honest. Okay. And with regards to the insurance, yes, insurance companies, what they normally do is they have riders, or they have additional incentives built into, especially with regards to motor vehicle comprehensive covers. So, for example, if you're a lady, some of them have it for ladies, then you get, as you're saying, free tow services and maybe free garage services. You get a replacement car if you're involved in an accident, etc., etc. So we are currently also trying to work, and we are very close with 2 or 3 insurance companies to pen in a deal that will see Road Samaritan also incorporated into some of these comprehensive covers. So once you take a comprehensive cover with the insurance company XXX, then you automatically become a member of Road Samaritan. Okay.
Yeah. Now, given that we're getting into the festive season, obviously this is a service that would really make sense to many. How are you letting people know, apart from, of course, an opportunity like this, but who knows about Road Samaritan? Because, again, if people don't know about it, they cannot use it.
Yeah. Basically, we're using all platforms to spread the word. So we're using social media. We're on social media. We're on Twitter, at Road Samaritan, KE. Word of mouth helps. We, as Jack said, we're in negotiations with insurance companies. We've done radio talk shows. And we're just trying to spread the word as with every platform that we can
you can access.
We can access.
Okay, and what about the use of other technological platforms like Twitter, Instagram, to just get word out? Number one, and number two, even for now communication, because most people nowadays SMSs are not okay. They're still usable, but many people, you'll find a huge number of people on social media, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Facebook.
We are really active on Twitter. We are, as I said, our handle, Road Samaritan, KE. We actually followed you as you were coming here. We're waiting for you to follow us back.
I'll check it out once.
Yeah, so Twitter, we're trying to be as active as we can on Twitter. We are following the big people on Twitter, the Mathri Route, the NTSA, AA Kenya. As in, we're really trying to spread the word through those established brands. Yeah.
Okay, and go on.
But in addition to what Jerry is saying, maybe you're also referring to, on the other hand, reporting in accidents.
Yes.
The reason why we opted for SMSs is because we are asking every Kenyan, if you come across an accident which has just happened, or you don't know how long it happened ago, just SMS us the number plate. We are moving into probably in the next 5 years or so, we'll have 70–80% of Kenyans on smartphones who are then able to tweet in, et cetera, et cetera. But right now, we still have a large number of Kenyans who are on analog phones. And we still want them to be road Samaritans also. You don't have to be driving, even if you're walking by, if you're cycling by, if you're riding by, anybody, we want to give them a platform where they're able to report in accidents. So that's why we're still at the SMS point. As we move on, as more and more people move to smartphones, we'll come up with an app which will be able to take a picture of the accident and send it in, more details. But for now, we are using that because we're trying to get everybody on board.
Okay. One of the reasons why we have many accidents, of course, is, let me just say, bad driving habits. Could be drink driving, could be people are speeding, others who are on their phones as they're driving. Anything from your platform that maybe helps avert accidents? Because here you are, yes, you are getting information out to the people, but is your core business just reporting, or is there anything now to just add value to the fact that, accidents are mainly caused by human error?
Okay, basically, right now we're in a period of, it's called the UN Decade of Road Safety from 2011 to 2020. So the UN came up with 5 pillars of road safety. Yeah? The first one was road management, which is the NTSA. The second one is safer roads, which is now government institutions making sure that they build us highways and footpaths and cycling paths, things like that. The third one is road users, which is basically teaching reteaching people how to use roads, reteaching drivers how to, obey the signs. Don't cut someone off. If someone overtakes you in his Vitz and you have a Subaru, don't try and show him that you're that guy.
That competition. Yeah, I don't get overtaken by Vitz.
Yeah. So, and then there's the fourth and fifth one. Now, the fifth one is where we are, which is post-crash response. So right now, we're on the post-crash response, which is just making sure that we save lives by having that response time shortened so that the emergency service can come and help you as soon as possible. On the other hand, on the social media platforms, we advocate for safe driving. We advocate for don't drink and drive. We advocate for, just be a good road user. Yeah.
Okay. Now, we've talked about those who have cars. What about those who don't have cars and maybe are on bicycles or pedestrians? And by the way, from statistics, a good number of accidents are actually caused and are on pedestrians.
Well, for pedestrians,
currently,
we don't have. Okay, what we're offering right now, as Jerry has alluded to earlier, is for private vehicles. That's it. So if you're in a private vehicle, or you own a private vehicle, that's our target market right now. Hopefully in the next month and two, we'll start up a service which will be targeting anybody who's in a PSV vehicle. So if you're in a matatu, in a bus, if you're a passenger on a border, not a border rider, but if you're being carried by a border, that's the next phase. And then our last phase, which will come in a little bit later in the year, next year that is, we'll then now start targeting pedestrians and cyclists.
Okay.
So
All right.
we decided to stagnate it sort of.
Okay. Maybe just so that anybody who'd want to register knows the details, how do you go about that?
Okay, so if anyone wants to register to Road Samaritan, all you need to do is take out your mobile phone, go to SMS, then on the SMS, type your name, your full name, put a hash, then type the number plate of your vehicle, put another hash, then the telephone number of your first next of kin, hash, and then the telephone number of your second next of kin, hash. Send that message to 21500. You will immediately get a response from Road Samaritan saying that thank you for registering. They'll give you our pay bill and how to pay for it, and that's it.
Okay.
If you don't want to do the SMS thing, you can go online, www.roadsamaritan.co.ke. You can also register there. Same details, name, number plate, your first next of kin telephone number, and your second next of kin telephone number.
Okay.
Send it to us, you'll get an SMS immediately.
All right, so just to make it clear, the SMS is free, but the subscription is not.
It's not free.
No, it's two-pronged. So you register via SMS, that's free, but to activate your membership, then you have to pay the 1,000 shillings.
The 1,000 shillings. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. Jero Wangedi, who's the director of Road Samaritan, and also Jacob Odhiambo, thank you very much for enlightening us and coming up with an app that definitely, or rather technology that helps us on the roads.
Thank